Good morning. It is a Sunday. It is the day before the solar eclipse. Pretty big, pretty big. It is April 7th, and I'm Chris Allen here on the SAM channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Here we go. We've got a good looking day right outside my window here, the Plano cam. Boy, is it looking good this morning. There's the view. Plain old cam showing plain old sunshine. That's what we like to see. It's a beautiful day, going to be a beautiful day. Hardly a cloud in the sky right now. Later, we'll begin to see some high clouds moving in with a warm front that is going to cross over the area later this evening. That warm front is going to bring a few more clouds and even uh, a few scattered showers as we get into not so much this afternoon, but already this morning I'll be able to show you some of the showers. Not going to be a lot of shower activity, but some of the clouds that are coming are going to be the clouds that will be with us tomorrow for the eclipse. And it's not going to be like a big deal. I think we're looking a little bit better. In fact, I've tapped into our weather computer at News 40. Let me see if I can do this where you can see. Oh, there it is. Yeah. How about that? This is what you see on television if you watch News 40. Um, and this is the solar eclipse map, the path, the level of totality. Of course, we're going to be, you know, in between 90 and say 98%, depending on where you are. But that red dot right in the middle is Bowling Green. Okay. So as you're looking at this map, I also have turned on several layers. I've got the predicted cloud cover layer and the predicted radar layer. And it does show a little bit of a hole, as you see right in here. Look at that. Just west of Bowling Green. It looks like the warm front is going to some of these showers a little bit further east of Bowling Green. There will be scattered showers at 2:04 tomorrow afternoon. That's when we're expecting, the peak, 2:04, 2:05, give or take a minute, the peak of the solar eclipse here in southern Kentucky. But the latest models have shown, and we're starting to get more into the higher resolution models so that we're within that window now of short term forecasting instead of long term forecasting. It does show that maybe there will be just a thin layer of clouds over Bowling Green and especially west of I-65. That would be great news if that happens. That would mean that we would get, even with a few clouds up there, we're still going to get, I think, a pretty good glimpse of the eclipse when it happens, or the peak time, which, as I mentioned, and it states there 2:04, 2:05, somewhere in there. Now the buildup is going to start later in the morning and then go and peak at 2:04 and then be gone by, after 3. You'll see it move in, peak, then move out. And in between that time, we're going to see some cloud cover. And unfortunately, those of you that live east of Bowling Green may even see a few scattered showers during that time. That's the only thing that, that is of concern. If you can really call it concern, it's just one of those situations where we're going to have to just continue to watch that. And of course, we will continue to watch that as we go through the day tomorrow. But this is a lot better than what we were looking at within the last few days. Now, let me see if I can get this to change to the. Oh, it worked. Okay. You're looking at the AAA Systems Eclipse Cam. Isn't that cool? Yes. This is cool because this is what we're going to see tomorrow. Of course, all you're seeing right now is a clear sky. And there you see the current temperature as of 7:45 this morning, 39 degrees. Now, the Eclipse Cam has been installed exclusively for us at News 40 by our good friends at AAA Systems. They're the ones that put in the reservoir cam that you look and see downtown every day on our newscasts and even here on the podcast. So this is pointed exactly where the sun will be at around 2 o'clock, and just before and just after the eclipse. And of course, right now it's just showing nothing but a blue sky because we have a clear sky this morning. But this is going to be cool to watch, and of course, we'll have live coverage of the eclipse on News 40 on our channels tomorrow. Now, the thing that you'll be able to see when this happens is, of course, um, for instance, we're going to be able to see the temperature change, which is going to be cool. And that's why I put the temperature up there. As soon as we start to see the eclipse taking place and we start to go into darkness, you'll be able to watch that live, where it says live 39 degree. You'll be able to watch the temperature go down, which is just pretty daggum cool when it happens. I love that. So thank you, AAA Systems, making this happen. It is going to be just a really, really cool day tomorrow, and I'm starting to believe now that we're going to we're going to be okay, I think. Um, but this also serves right now to show you that we've got at least some sunshine going on and a mainly clear sky that's going on right now as we look live. Let me get out of this because I have no control of my cursor all of a sudden. Okay, let me get out of that. Okay, I'm going to do an abrupt. Okay, now I've got my cursor back. So, anyway, there's that. I spent way too much time on that because I lost my cursor when I was trying to go into the weather computer at NKY News 40, but now I've got it. Get it all back together here. So, yes, I know a lot of you are asking, are you going to have cloud cover tomorrow? It depends on where you are. If the way it looks right now, this could change in the morning or just before time for coverage. We could have some clouds, high, thin clouds, scattered clouds, and sunshine, and even a shower, more so if you live along and east of Interstate 65. Along and east of 65, out the Cumberland Parkway, more likely to get clouds and showers at around peak time. That doesn't mean you won't see it kind of starting to all come together. Well, it should be like this. The sun is right here and then the moon. So when it starts to come together, you may see it come together. There could be some clouds and showers, and then you'll see it, pass. It's just so unpredictable that there are other parts of the country even that right now, have made a big deal about, oh, we're going to get Texas. We're going to be able, there's a big chunk of Texas that's going to be rainy and cloudy. They're not going to see anything. And they've been planning for weeks and months, maybe even years to see, come to our town because this is where you get to see the total eclipse. And unfortunately, they're not going to be able to see much of anything tomorrow. There's the Plano cam. Did I already show this? I thought I did. Okay, well, there's a neighbor across the street walking the dog this morning. If you want to see the dog pee and poop, well, there you go. So total eclipse of the dog. All right, let's move on. You know me. I don't care. Hey, this is my podcast. I'm I'm gonna have fun with it as best I can. Make you guys laugh here on a Sunday morning because I can, and you should try to have some laughter in your day. Okay, here's a look at the maps this morning as you're spitting out your cereal. Um, the map showing two big areas of low pressure, one to the east that's off the coast and up toward New England. That was the nor'easter from a couple of days ago. And then the next one that is coming in. Here's the next one, 989 millibar. Look at the tight gradient. Isobars equally packed here. Lots of wind coming in with this thing, lots of rain and precipitation. We're just kind of here in the middle, stuck in the middle between the departing low and the incoming low. So today will be awesome, but we're going to see the winds begin to pick up a little more today and some of the higher clouds. And eventually, yes, the rain chances will go up. Let's see what's on radar. Oh, there's even a few showers. Look at that this morning. Oh, I don't want to subscribe to this. Leave me alone. Okay, so pop-ups happen right in the middle of a broadcast. Here are a few showers along the southern tip of the land between the lakes over toward Cadiz. They're starting to see some showers south of there, down toward Dover, Tennessee, the Tennessee River. You go up Lake Barkley, Kentucky Lake, Calvert City, right along the Ohio River, Mayfield, Wingo, getting some of the showers. Then you move down into West Tennessee, the Big Sandy area, seeing some of those showers. But that's it. That's the warm front that's coming our direction and will be here later today. Let's take a look at the satellite. And I do anticipate high clouds, and you see them back here in those same places where you saw the rain, the scattered showers starting to increase. And the bigger picture here showing this is the warm front right here. And once it moves through, we're going to see a general increase in clouds and a few showers, but not until probably this evening will we begin to see showers here in the Bowling Green area. And they will be few and far between. It's not going to be real organized. It's just kind of lifting along and ahead of the warm front. So we will pick up some shower activity tonight into early tomorrow morning. And then, yeah, it's then we anticipate the eclipse, which is going to be mid afternoon. And again, it's going to be one of those conditional things as to whether we can see the eclipse or just see parts of it. We'll know better as we get into the morning tomorrow. Let's take a look now at temperatures. The Kentucky Mesonet Network showing cold out to our east this morning, especially further east where you see temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Now that the sun is up, though, here just after 7:52, almost 8 o'clock on your Sunday morning, we're now starting to see mid and upper 40s and even low 50s back into western Kentucky, where the warm front is starting to move in. Let me turn on the radar, and there you see, in line with the warm front are the scattered showers and also the warmer air. So even though there are some raindrops scattered about into western Kentucky, southern Illinois, western Tennessee, the warm front is actually going to warm everything up. We're talking about mid 70s today as the warm front moves east. So these cooler 40s that we're seeing right now are going to warm up nicely into the 70s. The wind, and you can see the warm front right here. Look, winds have been from the east at 5 to 10. Now they're going to start to come out of the south and east and more southerly as we go through the day. That also tells me where the cold, not the cold front, the warm front is this morning. Cold front, warm front. You get the idea. All right. Let's go on to the model blender. I know this is always the favorite part of my podcast because people say, I love that blender. You talk about how all the temperatures from all the different models are put into this so-called blender. You turn on the blender just like you're mixing something, and all those models and all those temperatures get blended up, and then all of a sudden you pour them out, and this is what it shows right here. So this is taking all the models, putting them together, and this is the output, or what you're going to pour out of that blender for predicted highs and lows over the next several days. 73, I'm going 76. It may be closer to 75, but what's 2 to 3 degree difference. When it gets that warm, you're not going to be able to tell much of a difference today, and it's just going to be a awesome day today. Then we go mid to upper 50s. I'm going 58 tonight, just with the southerly flow. I think it'll be a couple of degrees warmer than what they're showing here. And then tomorrow, definitely 76, maybe even warmer. When the eclipse happens, about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, local time here in southern Kentucky, will be about 76. Then you'll see the temperature drop to like 70, 66, 67, 68, and then go back up, because this is going to happen at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There will be time for, once the moon passes the sun and the eclipse happens, that we'll be able to we'll be able to watch the temperatures go back up, right back into the mid 70s. So mid 70s drop during the eclipse and then come back up. It's the coolest thing. I remember 2017 when that happened, when we had the total eclipse here, and looking at those charts and graphs and watching the thermometer just go down in the darkness and then come back up in the middle of the day. Wow. It's really cool. Then we see cooler temperatures Tuesday. That's because of rain and thunderstorms. And I'm telling you, next week, every single day next week is going to be rainy and sometimes stormy. Not necessarily severe weather, but lots and lots of rain next week. 2 to 3 inches of rain collectively, not all at once, but collectively through next week. And you can see temperatures will be in the mid and upper 60s, low 70s, more into the mid and upper 70s next weekend. That's because most of the rain will be gone after Friday. But between tomorrow and next Friday, every single day has a good chance of rain and thunderstorms. So it's going to be an unsettled week, but at least it's going to be on the warm side. Let's check. I want to go to the severe weather threat, because there's really not one. And I know at first I was saying, this evening was going to be a severe weather threat. It is back to the west of us, as you see here. At first, the severe weather threat did take in, or at least the level 1 marginal risk on the scale took in Louisville, Frankfort, E-Town, Munfordville, Bowling Green, Nashville, but they scaled that back because the high pressure that's out east of us is holding this back a little. So the revised severe weather outlook for today, this evening, this afternoon, and this evening especially, is going to be Owensboro, Madisonville, Western Kentucky, Western Tennessee, where it's raining this morning, and it's along that warm front. Notice there is now a level 2 yellow risk, or slight risk, for Paducah down to about Dyersburg, Tennessee, north of Jackson, Tennessee, and along I-40, I-55, 57, part of 24 is where that level 2 risk is for later this afternoon, this evening. For a few severe thunderstorms, not an outbreak. This is just going to be back west of us. A few thunderstorms here. Yes, these are just like general thunderstorms for us. Okay. This afternoon, general thunderstorms. But the heftier storms, and even that's going to be a stretch back to the west of us today. These are not going, it's not going to be like an outbreak kind of a thing like we had a few days ago. It's not. Did you realize I saw this? I read this yesterday. 17 tornadoes. And it was just, I'm like, that was an outbreak the other day, even though we had two or three tornado warnings here in southern Kentucky when we were covering it the other day. Those weren't actual tornadoes. Those were the funnels. We saw the funnels, but we didn't actually have tornado touchdowns or damage. But we 17 tornadoes. Isn't that crazy? That that was wow. When I saw that number, I saw, okay, they're counting all these, and at first it was like 9, there was 10, 12. Then yesterday I saw 17. I thought that was just really surprising. We thought it was going to be a big deal. It did turn out to be a big deal, but not as much for southern Kentucky as some other parts, as you know, unfortunately. Okay, here's a look at the maps. So here comes our system, the warm front. That is going to be the first part of this whole deal. But look, this high pressure is encompassing, it is bold, it is big, and it's going to try its best to fend off as long as it can, put up a wall against this system coming in from the west, the warm front, the low pressure systems, the eventual cold front, but it's going to jam up the works here over the next few days. So today, sunny, few high clouds, maybe a shower this evening with the warm front coming through. And this is 7 o'clock this evening. Here's Bowling Green. See right there, I-65, Louisville, Nashville, a few scattered showers as the warm front comes in. So if we get a thunderstorm, this would be the most elevated kind. In other words, that warm front lifts the moisture into the atmosphere. These would be elevated thunderstorms, not surface based. In other words, you don't need daytime heating to activate or trigger these storms. That warm front is acting as the trigger. And these storms would be where there's just lightning going in between clouds, cloud to cloud lightning instead of cloud to ground. We're just not going to have that much instability because of that. But enough to maybe hear a rumble of thunder, see some lightning as these storms come by. You may hear something overnight. It's not a big chance. Here we go, a little bit better of a chance early tomorrow morning as the warm front is then east of us, and here comes the cold front. So you think, okay, once this cold front comes through, it's over. Nope. Here's what's going to happen. That high pressure, you see it here off the East Coast, the outer banks of Virginia, North Carolina, it's going to hold that front, and even the one behind it's going to fall apart. Then this is where everything just kind of gums up. This front to the west of us will start to become stationary. And that means the flow from the Gulf of Mexico is just going to be a steady stream. This is Monday morning with maybe a few showers around. Here we are Monday evening. Now, let me back up just one more. Monday morning, and then here's Monday evening. So you see that it's going to be close. This is not cloud cover. This is shower activity. It's going to be close. So again, I'm going with primarily along and east of Interstate 65 is where you're going to have a few more clouds and a little better chance of rain at peak eclipse time around 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But I mean, there could be a shower or two around here too. We'll just have to adjust accordingly. Here's 7 a.m. Tuesday. Look at that coverage. Big coverage of rain. Some rumbles of thunder, some briefly heavy rain, certainly possible. Here we go into Wednesday morning. Yeah, there's the front now really hung up. And this is when some of the heaviest rains will come. I think Tuesday night into Wednesday morning is when we get the heaviest of the downpours here in southern Kentucky. Again, most likely when you see coverage like this, just blanket coverage, it's going to be less of a severe weather threat. This is going to be more heavy rain, maybe a few strong storms, possibly even some flooding potential, depending on how fast the rain comes down and how soon it can run off. And here comes the low that will finally start to show some forward momentum out to the east as we get into Thursday and Friday. The system finally and the cold front moves through, and then it's over by next weekend. High pressure builds in, and we're looking good. So, a lot of things to think about here. Um, Besides the eclipse and how the weather is going to affect the eclipse, are you going to hear now today, tonight, tomorrow, pretty much nonstop coverage of the eclipse? And rightly so. It's one of those rare events, even though it does happen about every 2 years somewhere around the world. I know everybody's like, this is the last one we're going to see. Hey, it's going to be another 25 years, 24, 25 years. I'll be dead and go. Well, there are other parts of the world that get eclipses about every 2 to 3 years, and you can always go there and see an eclipse. It's not like this is the only one. People don't think about that either, so I'm here to correct those things. Let's see. Looking at the chat box this morning, Linda. So will I have the eclipse on the YouTube Sam channel? No, I mean I'll be covering it at News 40. So it will be there at WNKY.com. It will also be on the News 40 weather app, which you can download right here. We're going to have coverage on all of those platforms and social media, but I will not be doing this at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Okay. So good question. Thank you for asking that. I can't do it. I can't be two places at once. So, I mean, I could if we had it all elaborately set up for that, but uh, you'll just have to watch WNKY.com or the app or News 40 tomorrow to see live coverage of that. Okay. All right. Let's see who else is in here. Eric. Thank you. Kay is in here this morning. Also, Eugene, Lisa, Ellen, Eva, Snickerdoodle. So will Glasgow have cloud cover? Yes, it's quite possible. Anywhere east of Bowling Green, more likely to have cloud cover and maybe even a passing shower at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Let's see here. Catherine, Nancy, Wanda, Peggy, Elijah, Gail, Luz, Lopez. Yeah, thank you all. All right. Enjoy your Sunday. Mid 70s today. Tons of sun. Enjoy that. A few showers coming in for tonight. God bless and thanks for watching.